In the 70s, he turned his attention to films, directing Monty Python and the Holy Grail along with Terry Jones, and directing himself one of the first of the British film industry's recent American successes, Time Bandits. He's about to burst into the public eye once more with the release later this month of The Meaning of Life, the new Monty Python film. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Sorry about the mess.
What we feel at home here. This is wonderful.
Yeah. What we've just seen is actually a little sort of film that goes with the new Python film,
That's what that
it?
was.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh,
yeah. Well,
I
so
was
I'm
wondering.
told.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they obviously, you know, took it out without you saying.
Yes, we discovered that we could make a lot more money by doing our own shorts, so we get all the money, you know, rather than sharing it out amongst struggling filmmakers.
That short seems to be very much you. I mean, that's sort of like your little project, is it?
Yes, well, it went a bit wrong because originally I'd drawn this storyboard up and they thought it was going to be animation.
Right.
And they said, go ahead. And then I started hiring 80-year-old men and building buildings and things like that. And suddenly it became bigger,
grossly
and bigger,
over budget, presumably.
In fact, we actually had to pull it out of the main film because it was just too good for the rest of the film, frankly.
So does this reflect back on your input to the film itself? I mean, it's not as if all of your bits have been sort of.
No, I mean, I've still done animation and things like that in there. But I've actually gotten more and more bored with animation and want to do things with real people.
Right. I've read that you had a lot of trouble writing this new Monty Python film, that you had a tremendous block.
No, we couldn't get the spelling right was the problem. We had real problems with words more than 2 syllables.
What?
Yeah. You know, well, we can't actually say them. We can actually on Channel 4 probably. Can you say things?
No,
you still
not
can't
this
even
time. No.
Certain anatomical parts we couldn't spell correctly. This was where the block was.
And they figure very largely if you have the
largely
expression in the film, yeah?
Some are more lucky than others at the time, yes.
So how did you actually resolve this sort of block in working out what the new Python film was going to be?
We received large sums of money, and that sort of solved it immediately.
That was a kind of
it was wonderful. It's amazing what money can do, yes. Creative blocks.
Right. You took yourselves off to Jamaica and sort of.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we went to Jamaica, we did this on Life of Brian, is because it's absolutely impossible now to work in London, because the worst thing about becoming even a tiny bit successful is that the phone rings all the time and you can't work. And then
I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah, well, it'll be wonderful when the phone starts ringing. Yeah. And then as we get older, I mean, we're all quite old now, and so we got wives and children, and they all want to be part of our lives, and so it's impossible to work. So we go off to really unpleasant places like Jamaica with huge sandy beaches, and we hide away.
Screw yourselves in.
Sort of an artist's garret in Jamaica. Yes.
Yeah, it must be terrible.
It's hell. It's absolute hell.
I can believe it. Now this reputation you have, this gruesome imagination of yours. Now, are you really like that? Are you really that unpleasant? A soul, you know, underneath it all.
I keep trying to tell people I am just to be interesting, but it doesn't work. No, I'm unfortunately extremely boring.
Where does all that stuff come from?
I don't know. I mean, I just know it's safer that I do it on the screen than on the public streets. and it's far cheaper than going to psychiatrists. So that, you know, I actually don't know where. And actually, I'm frightened of finding out because I may not like living with myself any longer if I find out.
You may turn out to be a sort of homicidal, medieval maniac.
Yeah.
Not another one. Yeah. So, why? The other thing that strikes me about that film is that it's terribly gloomy. It's got a terribly black.
Meaning of life?
Yeah, it's got a terribly black view of human life. Now,
somebody called it Swiftian, which sounds wonderful.
Yeah, that makes it sound very, very literary and everything. But it is actually very gloomy. Now, what actually happened to you all when you were out there that you came up with such a depressing...
that was the thing. Is we actually, Jamaica was a total fraud because it was far too nice and too pleasant, and we could have stayed there for ages. But it's being thrust together that makes us as unpleasant as we become on film, I think, because we really dislike one another.
And does that unpleasantness kind of that holds while amongst you while you're actually working as well as on the screen?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting more difficult to work together because everybody's going their own way more and more, And we've really got to force ourselves to do it. I mean, I think that in a way it's the one good thing that despite everything that's happened to us, we still are rather unhappy with the state of the world.
Yeah.
I would hate it to be otherwise. I mean,
But that's not a fair reflection of what comes out in the film, because it's not the state of the world that's kind of dealt with. It's actually all thrust upon individuals and individual states and
But
mind.
I think ultimately that's the problem. I don't think the problem is, you can't blame it on systems. It's still down to the individual who's at fault.
You're not a materialist then?
Oh, yeah.
Philosophically speaking.
Yeah, I mean, philosophically speaking, no. This is a very nice chair, though, Steve. I mean, I would like to take it. I mean, it goes well with
it's the last
three-piece suite
It's
we've
the
got.
last one of the series.
Is
so
it? Do we get that as the last series guest?
Yeah,
terrific.
Well, I was going to take
nice
it myself.
mic, too. The camera's terrific. Could I have that one?
Yeah,
And,
I mean, anything
do all of these people come with the furniture?
They are.
They are the
Yeah.
furniture. Oh, sorry.
There's the odd real person planted in amongst them, just to kind
There's
of.
a lot of art students here, we've learned.
Really?
Goldsmith College is very big in the area.
Yeah.
Useless rubbish, frankly. I mean, their grants should be stopped now. I mean, if we're going to start saving money in this country, the first ones you cut out are art students.
Why? I mean, are you not an art student yourself?
No.
Have you not benefited
I think the whole thing is
from-
to suffer. If you're going to be an artist, you've got to suffer.
Yeah.
So the more we can make art students suffer, the better it is for the future of art.
That's why they're here. That's why they're here to suffer. Right. Finally, I mean, we have like about 45 seconds left. I mean, I couldn't leave this interview really without asking you. I mean, you've got about 30 seconds to answer this. No, I mean, it's a really important question. So, well, you've got 25 now. I really must ask you, what is the meaning of life? 50. Sorry, Gilliam. Thank you very much.
I think he's dead. Oh.
Right, Terry, I think we're going to have to ask you to get up at this point. Right. Right, Terry. Thank you very much. And now over to